What's up guys, this is Shukesh Panik once again, and today I'll be doing a quick unboxing and hands-on of this all-new Samsung Galaxy J7. As you know, I recently reviewed the Galaxy J5, which was a very interesting device, and I was quite curious about this J7 as well, because for only 15,000 rupees, that is around $240, what you are getting on this device is just unthinkable. I'll talk about all the specs, the hardware, software, the pros and cons of this device step by step. Let's first unbox the phone. Well, I've got the gold color Galaxy J7, though you can buy the white and black variants as well. The price on the box is 16,000 rupees, but as I mentioned before, in India this phone is retailing at 15,000 rupees only on Flipkart. I have added a Flipkart link in the description below, so check that out. There is an Airtel 4G SIM comes with this device as a promotion. If you are an existing Airtel customer, then only you can upgrade your SIM to 4G. If not, then there is no use of this. Now let's have a quick look at the specs here. You have got Super AMOLED display and a front LED flash. It's not a conventional camera flash. I'll talk about this later. The J7 I have here is the octa-core variant with the Exynos processor. There is actually another variant with Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset and two quad-core processors. So this Galaxy J7 is basically a beast in processing power. It's also a 4G LTE device with 16GB of storage, and Samsung Knox is preloaded. As you know, Knox creates an isolated and secure workspace on your device, maintaining two profiles. This is a very handy feature. The actual model name of this phone is SMJ700F. Well, let's get started with the unboxing and check the handset itself. There you go guys, the all new Samsung Galaxy J7. Well, it's a huge device, and the first impression of this phone is actually not bad, but the design is already repetitive, and if you have already used a Samsung device like this, then there is nothing new for you. Let's get rid of this mess and check what's inside the box. Well, first of all, you get some booklets as usual. The user manual, the warranty statements, the quick start guide, etc. Next is the earphone, and this is basically the same earphone I got with the Galaxy J5. Well, for a 15,000 rupees, I think this headset is not good enough. There is gold plating on the 3.5mm jack for better sound quality, and the remote consists of a microphone and a push button, no volume control. The earphones are made of plastic, and the sound clarity from these earphones are actually not bad, but the volume levels and the bass levels are not extraordinary. If you are a music lover, then better look for a premium one with in-ear headphones. If not, then this is decent for calling and casual music and video watching. There you get the power adapter, which is huge. The USB port is at the side, which will eat up lots of space on your switchboard. The output rating is 5V 1.55 amperes, so the charging will be very fast. Next, I have the battery, which is a 3000 mAh lithium ion. Considering the display size and the CPU, I think this battery will be ample. The battery performance of the Galaxy J5 having a 2600 mAh battery is just great. I'm getting more than 3 days on normal to heavy uses. Last but not the least, there is the data cable, and I don't know why Samsung is providing such short cables. It's around 2.5 feet in length, and if you don't have the switchboard very near to a table, then you'll find charging your device very problematic. So Samsung should stop providing this type of short cables. You can buy a 1 meter cable from the market at around 100 rupees. So overall, I am not that much satisfied with the box contents except for the battery. There is nothing left in the box, so let's get rid of this mess here and have a close look at the Galaxy J7, which is surely one of the best value for money devices from a brand like Samsung. The first thing you notice about this device is the huge dimensions. The gold color is looking decent, it's not that much shiny and resembles metal. I recently reviewed the Galaxy A8 having a metal construction and 5.7 inches display. From a distance, this phone might look like as premium as the Galaxy A8, so overall the look and feel of this device is not bad, though as I mentioned before, this design is just a repetitive Samsung typical design. If you are okay with that, then the build quality of this phone is actually quite nice. There is so much plastic on the phone for protection, and now you can have a better look of the phone. There is matte finish on the back cover which will give you an impression of metal. You will also get a scratch guard pre-installed, so that's nice. The front look of the phone is actually very rich because of this huge display. The screen to body ratio is around 70%, and this huge dimension of the screen might be quite problematic if you have a medium or small hand. But this big display is the main selling point of the phone. I'm personally using the LG G4 for the last 2 months, having the same display size, that is 5.5 inches, and after a few days of usage I actually got used to the huge display. Previously I used a 5.1 inches Galaxy S5, so shifting from 5.1 to 5.5 wasn't that hard. There I have the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation 2015 model, and it's actually a great competitor to the Galaxy J7. But regarding specs and the overall features, the Galaxy J7 is apparently a much better device. I'll do a side-by-side comparison in between these two phones and also a speed test just like I did with the J5, so do subscribe and keep in touch. Let me also show you the Galaxy J5, that is the younger brother to this Galaxy J7, and there is a huge difference in the display size, but the design and the overall feel, the software, the interfaces are exactly same. The cameras are also same, and apart from the display size, CPU and the battery, these two phones are basically identical. I will upload a comparison in between these two phones as well, so check the channel or the description below. Well friends, now let me give you a quick walkthrough of the exterior design. First of all, the display is huge 5.5 inches HD Super AMOLED with 267 ppi. Of course, this resolution is not great for a 5.5 inches display, but 267 ppi is actually not bad enough for human eyes. There you get the push button home key along with the capacitive navigation keys. The ear speaker grill is above the display as usual, and there is a front LED flash here. Now this is a continuous LED just like a torch, but still very handy for selfies. There is a proximity sensor here, but unfortunately there is no ambient light sensor on this J7 just like the J5. The front camera is a 5 megapixel with full HD recording, and this is a fixed focus camera. The rear camera is great 13 megapixel with full HD recording, and the maximum aperture of this lens is f1.9, which is great, available on the flagships, and you will get beautiful bokeh, that is background blur, and better low light handling. The lens is slightly protruding, so don't put this phone on rough surface. There is LED flash and loudspeaker grill. This is a dual SIM device, and the volume rocker is on the right hand side of the phone. The power key is on the left. There is chrome finish all over the bezel, and it's of course totally plastic. The 3.5mm headset jack is in here, and there you get the micro USB port which should be OTG capable. This hole is for the primary microphone. There is nothing at the top, no secondary microphone hole. The thickness of the phone is decent 7.5mm, and the weight is 171 gram, which is on the heavier side. Overall, the exterior design and the ports are pretty standard Samsung, except for the ambient light sensor. The microSD card slot supports up to 128GB, and the SIM card 1 slot is just below the microSD card slot, which is 4G capable. The SIM 2 slot is in here, and as you can see, this phone takes micro SIM cards, and the Snapdragon variant of this Galaxy J7 also supports NFC. This Indian variant, that is the Exynos version, is not NFC supported, so that's a bad luck for you guys. Now let's install the battery here and switch on the device, check the display quality, the interface, and the overall performance of this new Samsung Galaxy J7. First of all, let's have a close look at the display over here. Well, even from this very short distance, the individual pixels are not visible at all. So I think you are never going to complain about the resolution. It's good enough for a display like this because this is a huge display and you will always look from a distance. The Super AMOLED display is very colorful, very crisp, and the viewing angles are the best in the industry. I have here the Moto G3 and it has got an IPS panel. From the front, both the displays are almost equally good, but from different angles you will see that the IPS panel is actually fading, whereas there is basically no change on the Super AMOLED display on the Galaxy J7. The color rendering and the overall quality of the Super AMOLED display is better than the IPS panel. If you watch lots of movies, then you will surely love this J7's display. Well buddies, now let's talk about the software, the interface, and as you know, there is heavy TouchWiz UX skin on this device, which is very customized for better user experience, and the Android version out of the box is Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, which is the latest at this moment, so that's great. Now let's check the RAM and the storage out of the box. Well, officially the internal space is 16 gig and you will get 11.64 gig out of the box for the user, which is not bad actually. On the Galaxy J5 I got only 4.26 gig, which is below par for an Android device. The RAM on this device is nice, 1.5 gig, but out of the box before opening any application I'm getting only 544 MB free for the user. It's because the TouchWiz interface is actually very demanding, eating up most of the RAM. There are a few bloatware apps as well. But this is the scenario of all the Samsung devices, so don't worry, you can play all the games and multitask on this J7 without any issue. I should also mention here the heavy TouchWiz interface is usually slightly laggy compared to the stock Android. I have already done a speed test in between the J5 and the Moto G3. G3 was slightly faster in opening applications, and I'll do a similar test with this J7. I personally don't mind this slight lag because customized UIs are much easier to use, and this TouchWiz interface is also packed with smart features, which makes your everyday experience with the device more enjoyable. Well, let's try to type on this device with one hand with the swipe input on, and I think I can reach every part of the keyboard without any issue. If you are not used to a huge display like this, then at first you will feel slightly uncomfortable, but after days of uses you will get used to. This Galaxy J7 is basically a phablet. The 5.5 inches display size is rightly in between a tablet and a phone. These are the preloaded applications, and as you can see there are a number of pre-installed bloatware apps. There is a Galaxy App Store from where you can download lots of interesting applications and themes for your Galaxy J7. These games are actually trial versions. You can play maximum of 180 seconds for 5 times and then you have to buy. You cannot uninstall this, so Samsung should actually stop putting these bloatware apps for promotion. There are some Microsoft applications and you get 100 gig of free storage on the OneDrive with this Galaxy J7. These are the stock Android apps, and there you get few more trial games. One thing I should mention here, with this Galaxy J7 you will get Gameloft in-app credits of up to 3200 rupees, that is around $50. The Smart Manager apps helps you managing your storage, RAM and battery. You can clean up the temporary files, the cache, the RAM, etc., and there is no need of a third-party app for that. So it's a very handy application, you should check. I just cleared 346 MB of RAM, so that's huge. There is also a system embedded security software. You can scan the device for adware, malware and schedule the device to scan automatically. Samsung Minox can be enabled from here, and as I mentioned before, you can create a separate and password secured profile or space on your phone, so whatever you do in the Knox mode will be hidden, and you can add any application including the downloaded ones into the Knox mode, so your browsing history, your call list, images, videos and each and everything on the phone can be hidden with a password. These are the toggles you can press and hold to go to the specific settings, and there is a torch as well which uses the back camera flash. You can manage do not disturb and few battery saving modes from here. So there are not many funky TouchWiz features on this Galaxy J7, but the important ones are present. You can change the total look of the phone with the help of themes. You can download hundreds more from the theme store, so without any help of third-party launchers, you can customize the phone as you wish. There is an outdoor mode with maximum brightness, and as you know, you cannot automatically control the brightness. Samsung included its one-handed input options, so using this device with one hand should not be an issue, but they did not include the one-handed display option. That is, you cannot shrink the whole display to your left or right by triple tapping the home button like the way you did on the Galaxy A8. Only the dial pad, keyboard, calculator and unlocking pattern gets this one-handed input. Still, it's nice to have this feature on this J7. Suppose you are standing on a crowded bus or train and can use the device with only one hand, then this feature might be very helpful. As you know, this is a dual SIM phone and there is a smart dual SIM function, that is, you can get calls from the SIM 2 even when you are busy on the SIM 1. You will get a call waiting notification and you can switch calls. The Wi-Fi connection is single band BGN, there is no dual band support at this price point. There are lots of settings, lots of options. I'll talk about all of this in depth in the full review, so keep in touch. If you are running out of battery, for example, you have only 10% battery left, then you can still get a full day's backup with this ultra power saving mode. Well, I am trying to cover each and every aspect of this device in this hands-on review so that you can get the best idea about this new Galaxy J7. If you are finding this video very helpful, then please consider hitting the like button below and also do subscribe now for future uploads. This is the lock screen and you can launch the dial pad and the camera right from here. Let me get a subject. You can of course touch to focus and the focusing speed is actually very fast. The shutter is almost instantaneous as well. Swipe left to go to the gallery and looks like the image is rightly in focus. The texture is looking quite sharp and because of the very fast lens, there is shallow depth of field, so overall the camera quality is decent. I think same as the Galaxy J5. There are different type of modes here and I personally find the beauty phase very handy for selfies. If you want, you can check some camera samples on my Facebook page, facebook.com/gadgetsportal. There is a camera shortcut as well, that is, you can just double tap the home button to launch the camera anywhere, anytime, even when the phone is locked and the screen is off. So this is another nice trick of this TouchWiz interface. Well guys, we are at the end of this unboxing and hands-on review, and overall this Galaxy J7 is a feature-packed phone with lots of features, lots of options. The display is beautiful and the look and build of this phone is also not bad. If you don't like this repetitive design, then buy a case and your problem is solved. If you are looking for a large display phone without breaking the bank, then this might be a great phone. Considering the CPU and GPU, I think this Galaxy J7 is the perfect gaming machine. You can play almost all the games on the Play Store. You will also enjoy watching videos, photos, browsing internet and reading ebooks on this huge display. In short, this Galaxy J7 is one of the best lower mid-range devices. Just wait for my full review where I'll talk about the real performance of this phone. So please consider subscribing to this channel, and you can also hit the like button, share this video with your friends if they're also interested. And overall, my first impression of this phone is damn good. I have added a Flipkart link in the description below. If you are getting this device, then you can use that link. I will get few rupees as referral commission and you won't have to shed a single rupee extra for that. So in this way you can support Gadgets Portal to continue to upload this type of helpful videos. Well, that's all for now. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep in touch and please don't forget to subscribe.